new.
Whoa.
Muscle Mac?
20 grams of protein?
For $2.50?
What?
They probably put protein powder in it.
What? That's pretty awesome. 410 calories, 250.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
With 20 grams of protein?
Get some. He's got it.
Dude, I'm gonna get built on the trail.
Welcome back to the studio. We had a nice little field trip earlier today.
Andy's favorite. How much are these?
$4.29. Get the F out of here.
How many calories?
Today's video, we are going to talk all about cheap backpacking food that you can get at the grocery store. And I think just the fact that you can get things at the grocery store just makes it so much easier, I think.
You don't always have to go to your outfitter. You don't have to always buy Mountain House. You don't always have to buy the fancy Peak Refuel that everybody raves about.
That's underwhelming, Andy.
Yeah, but I've only had one kind.
But first, check out the podcast.
Yes.
If you want some merch, check out our merch store. Click that subscribe button.
Yeah, everybody always gives us feedback that they're like, oh, we never know when you go live. Well, if you click the bell.
Click the bell, you'll know we go live. We've been going live like every week now during this lockdown stuff. So check out all that. Back to the video. So we are going to talk all about the cheap foods you can most likely get at your local grocery store. A variety of foods.
Yeah.
Some stuff we've been using for like a long time. And I think we'll work in our grocery store, we'll kind of work left to right. So the first kind of cheap item you can get at the grocery store that works well as a backpacking food is any sort of cured meat.
This might be the best. This might be the best per calorie. Dude, those things are like
8 servings.
190. That's 1,600 calories for $8.
No carbs.
And they taste pretty good.
Yeah.
Not like the cheapest thing you can buy just in general, but if you look at what you're getting and what calories and protein you're getting and fat and the density of it, like that's something I think that's worth noting. Like it's calorically dense.
Yes.
So you'll save weight.
It's heavy, but I don't know if you'll save weight with a summer sausage.
Well, on an ounce per calorie, you will, because there's not a ton of water in it. So for cured meats, we're talking things like summer sausage, pepperoni rolls, Little Smokies. Now, not terribly healthy, but we're not really talking about health here. But those are fairly cheap, $3, $4, $5 for hundreds and hundreds of calories. And honestly, when you're out there backpacking for like days on end, I tend to get sick of just dehydrated food all the time. So there's kind of some value there in having stuff that's not dehydrated.
I don't like carrying the weight, but you always generally take a summer sausage, and it is it's nice every once in a while when you like break off a big piece of that bad boy and it's a nice change of pace.
It's a nice change of pace from like dehydrated carby stuff. So any sort of cured meat in general, like I said, not super cheap, but compared to like backpacking food, it's fairly cheap. And the calories, and I think there's value in getting protein over carbs sometimes.
Yes.
So check out the cured meat stuff. All right, next kind of item we used to bring a lot, kind of falls in the realm of the cured meats, is hard cheeses.
This might be the most famous of the aisles. What's your go-to cheese?
Some kind of smoked Gouda.
Yeah. It's not super cheap, but it tastes good. And it lasts, which is nice.
8 servings, 100 calories.
Usually we take the
7 grams of
smoked Gouda right there, but any hard cheese is good. Did you see the Sriracha? Sriracha Gouda. Ooh.
Cheese selection will be dependent upon temperatures.
Yeah, so when we're talking hard cheeses, things like Gouda, cheddar, maybe Swiss, I don't know, Google hard cheeses. You want to do hard cheeses because they have less moisture content, so they'll go bad not as fast. But we, the last few years we kind of got away from bringing cheese, but I brought cheese in the Colorado Trail, much like cured meats.
Yeah.
Just any sort of thing that is not dehydrated, has a good mouthfeel.
Right.
It's just like a good break from just eating rehydrated ramen. Cured cheeses are good. Once again, you're going to be spending $4, $5, $6 for a block of cheese. So that's not like super cheap relative to some other backpacking foods, but the calories you get, like meat, protein, some fat, and it's just something that's not dehydrated. And bonus, the cured meat and the cheese go well together.
You can do a backcountry charcuterie.
Yeah, exactly. And the cheese will stay good. We've taken cheese for 4, 5, 6 days at a time. If you get a little mold, you just cut that part off.
Scrape it off. No big deal. So everybody's aware of the tuna aisle.
All right, here's a famous, very famous backpacking food on the cheap at the grocery store aisle.
There's so many flavors now.
I know, like they've gotten, in our day when we started doing this, that we used to just have regular flavors. Look at this.
Latin citrus.
Barbecue, and they have chicken now. Look at all these.
This is a pretty good selection.
Yeah, so how much are these? These are usually like what, $1? Between $1 and $2 a piece?
Yeah, you probably, I'm sure there's like a giant eagle brand. Yeah, $1 a piece.
Yeah, that's what you want.
That's just boring.
Hey, it's $1 though. $1's $1.
I think this might be the best bang for your buck.
You're right, and the tuna game has really been stepped up. I just, there's so many more manufacturers, more flavors.
It's actually insane. There's like 50 different flavors of tuna now.
Yeah, and like, if we'll get to the pasta sides in a little bit, but if you're just like gonna be eating cheap food, there's probably a pretty good chance that you're gonna have like a very carbohydrate rich food. You gotta get some protein in there. You gotta get some healthy fats in there, and tuna, chicken packets, that's a cheap, very common way of doing that.
And like the cured meats and the cheeses, there is value in just, it's the fact that it's not dehydrated.
Yeah.
And bonus, after you eat your tuna and stuff, those little packets make great fire starters. Because they're saturated in oil.
Yeah, but then you gotta burn all that junk.
Yeah, but the tuna packets and then also chicken packets, which they have now. They didn't used to have a lot of stuff like that, but you shouldn't be eating like tons of tuna every day, honestly. But mix it up with some chicken, and also this kind of goes with our charcuterie theme.
Yeah,
It would work with that.
You could, a nice pile of tuna on your charcuterie board.
And if you don't care about weight, but you want to go pure cheap and goodness, you can get those little Bumblebee packages of the crackers and the tuna.
Yeah, we used
for
to
like
do that.
$1.
It's a lot of I know we're trying to stick to a cheap theme here, but man, there's a lot of packaging and trash in that.
It is a lot of trash, but it's cheap.
Yes.
The next really good item of cheap food that you can get easily at the grocery store, and I think, and I'm not going where you think I'm going. I think this is the cheapest per unit calorie you can get. The dehydrated instant mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
And
probably.
stuffing.
Yeah.
All right, I don't think you can get more famous, cheap backpacking food than right here.
Yeah, look at these two. We need to do this again.
Where's the stuffing too? Look at the stuffing.
Yeah, but look at these. Velveeta cheesy
Those new?
potatoes.
With
$1.50.
cheesy potato hash browns? $1.50?
Yeah, $2.50.
How many calories?
190.
No, that 190.
Per
5 servings. So it's 1,000 calories for $2.50. Wow, that crushes the.
No protein.
Hey, carb up. That crushes the summer sausage.
Yeah.
All right, what's your favorite? What's your favorite Idahoan? We usually get these a lot.
I don't know. These all look pretty solid.
Yeah.
And we found some like new cheese, like potato and cheese thing.
We'll be getting
They've
that.
got all sorts of new things now.
Yeah. We'll be getting that for sure. Trying that out on like a fun weekend trip. But
Yeah, so the instant potatoes are like usually, honestly, at our grocery store you can get them for like 50 to 75 cents a packet for like 400 calories. They rehydrate in a matter of minutes, like the packaging says. Like there's no shtick there. Yeah. They taste great. You can mix a bunch of stuff with them. We've kind of even
make a backcountry bowl.
Yeah, you can have a little Thanksgiving too. We've even kind of opened our horizons, and we've been getting like the instant stuffing, and like Andy said, there's some more instant like cheesy potatoes you can get. The instant stuffing is $1, 500 calories. We're having Thanksgiving out there.
Yeah.
And like the last year or two, there's just maybe it's like pandemic related with people just looking for cheaper and more food that stores more. But there seems to be way more variety of these things.
Well, you and I haven't really we haven't explored that aisle in a while.
I don't know. I usually get instant. Dude, I'm telling you, we eat instant potatoes at home sometimes.
I mean,
making mashed potatoes is an absolute pain.
Yeah.
And it's way more expensive. You just buy 50 cents. Yeah, buy a 50-cent thing of potatoes, and we do it at home sometimes. But instant potatoes, instant stuffing, any sort of instant potato-based thing. They make a bunch of different kinds now. Mm-hmm. Super cheap, easy to rehydrate, easy to package, and tastes really good.
Yeah.
And light. That's a good point too.
We are huge fans of Easy Mac.
All right, another This is a famous one for us. Okay, easy. Wait, so these are actually not a bad idea now. You have extra waste to carry, but generally what we're going down is the Easy Mac. $4 for 6 of them.
So we are biased towards
That's
that.
a good one, though.
Yeah, we're definitely biased. And then, like, you know what? I've tried all the off-brand Easy Macs, and they're not nearly as good as
They're not that much cheaper than Kraft Easy Mac.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. You can go through plenty of our videos, see us mixing Easy Mac with all sorts of fun stuff, buffalo chicken, tuna, all that stuff. Love Easy Mac. Definitely need a few packets of those. 1 packet of Easy Mac is like not a
Yeah, you need 2. Go 2 packets. But you can buy 6 packets of Kraft, that's name brand Easy Mac, for like $3 or $4.
Yeah.
So if you do, I normally do 2 packets per dinner, so you can get 3 dinners of mac and cheese for like $3 or $4.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
No.
You can't beat it. Dave Ramsey'd be proud.
I don't know. One thing that we were both caught off guard
Andy was nerding out, and rightfully so, over the Muscle Mac.
They make macaroni and cheese, instant macaroni and cheese with protein in it, and 20 grams of protein.
Yeah. So Andy brings up a great point. So check out our last Colorado Trail food prep video. Andy and I are trying to take a conscious effort to put more protein in our diet when we're backpacking. You guys know backpacking food is carbolicious.
Yes.
And when you're out there hiking 15 miles a day, doing tons of elevation gain,
Don't want to break down that muscle.
you don't want to lose that muscle. You have got to get more protein. So we put an extra value on protein, and things like the Muscle Mac.
Yeah, and that was
Muscle Mac.
Yeah, Muscle Mac. It was $2.50 for 400-ish calories with 20 grams of protein.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's really solid. So check that out.
Yeah, the
Get some
Muscle Mac. We need to get sponsored by Muscle
Yeah,
Mac.
we'll get jacked on the trip. The next really cheap, great backpacking food item that you can get easily at any grocery store that Andy hates on so much, but he's converted.
I'm getting there.
Your instant oatmeal.
Yeah.
We needed a breakfast option in this video.
Yeah, the instant oatmeal, everybody does it. The thing, oats by itself, like plain oats, taste like nothing to me.
They're so cheap though.
Yeah, they're so cheap. They literally taste like nothing, like you're eating like paper or something like that. But then my issue is then, you load them up with a bunch of sugar, and then you're just eating a bunch of sugar for breakfast, and you're getting a bunch of bad nutrition. But Kevin's got me on the
It's a good thing to mix protein with.
add a protein powder to it, and it was really good.
So you can go to your grocery store, you get the big cylinder of instant oats. It's like $1 to $2 for like 500 to 1,000 calories. Mix a bunch of stuff with it. Put protein powder in there if you want. You can put
raisins, nuts, whatever.
freeze-dried fruits in there. It's super cheap. I think it's fairly healthy, honestly, compared to most backpacking food. And yeah, just cheap, easy, and very there's a lot of variety you can do with it.
Yep.
So don't always sleep on the instant oatmeal. Don't sleep on it.
Okay.
The creme de la creme of cheap backpacking food that you can get in any grocery store. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The pasta sides.
Of all the cheap food you can get for backpacking in the grocery store, this takes the cake. $1 a piece, every single kind you could ever imagine. How many calories in one of these? 280, so 280 calories for $1. That's not super great, but they're easy and they're cheap, and look at all the freaking flavors.
They take forever to rehydrate.
They do take forever to rehydrate, but I mean, you just let it sit, doesn't matter. But this is, we've talked about these in like every cheap food video ever.
Yeah.
The freaking Knorr.
This is as basic as you can get.
Yeah.
Pasta sides, so cheap. Huge variety. Easy to prepare. They can take some time to rehydrate.
Yeah,
They're not instant.
In my opinion, you gotta spice them up. You gotta add stuff to them. Put some potatoes in there. Add some protein. Put some tuna in there. But they are dirt cheap and lightweight and but they
I don't think they taste that bad, honestly.
Yeah, they don't taste bad, but you can definitely like make them a little bit better. But my biggest complaint with the pasta sides is like they take forever to rehydrate. But you just got to know that buying them. But they are super light and super cheap.
$1 a pack for those things. You can get anything from Spanish rice to fettuccine Alfredo for $1. And I think in terms of value, options to weight, to taste, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, the pasta rice. And then kind of piggybacking on the pasta sides, which I actually do sometimes, is I actually have bought instant brown rice, and I've used that to make some dishes. So that's another thing that's super cheap. Get at the grocery store, and it does rehydrate fast, unlike a pasta side, and you can mix stuff with it, do whatever you want to it. We always like to make a stop in the trail mix aisle.
Yeah.
So trail mix is another thing you can't go wrong with at the grocery store. Sometimes some of it's not like super cheap though, but like if you get like the store brand stuff, it's really not bad on a calorie basis.
It's trail mix. Honestly, it ain't the cheapest thing you can get, but readily available at any grocery store. High degree of customization how you can make it.
Yeah, and you can obviously find there's ways of doing it cheap, to be honest. Like
you can make your own.
Yeah, you can make your own. You can buy the ingredients separate, mix it all together. Trail mix can get a little boring sometime, but it's readily available. It's got a lot of calories. It's got a lot of
Gets
fat
the job
in it.
done.
Gets the job done. It's a little heavier, and it can be a little kind of pricey, but I guess if you're looking at like fat and calories per dollar, probably not too bad.
Another thing you can get at the grocery store, great kind of backpacking food thing, very cheap. You don't know what I'm going to say?
Nope.
Flavored water additives.
Oh yeah.
So like we go to Giant Eagle because it's just a grocery store chain. They make their own like Mio knockoff. It's like $1 to $2 for a thing of it.
You need to slam some electrolytes.
It lasts multiple trips. Super cheap. Drinking creek water all the time gets old. Put some electrolytes in there. Put some additives.
Yeah, you can make some cocktails with it at the end of the day,
Bonus,
and you get
can
some
make
electrolytes.
cocktails. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Healthy cocktails.
yeah, flavored water additives, great thing to get at a grocery store for backpacking.
Yep.
Lastly, maybe the most obvious thing you can get at a backpacking, you can get backpacking food at a grocery store, and it kind of goes with this protein thing we've been talking about. All the bars.
All the bars.
You can get all the bars at the grocery store. Anything from protein bars to Cliff bars to whatever, Nutri-Grain granola bars.
Yeah, Kind bars, all that stuff.
And I think depending on the bar, it's a pretty cheap option. It can be.
Yeah, you can get like one of those builder bar, like protein bar, like almost meal replacement, tons of calories for a cup. Yeah, I don't know, like $3, $3 or $4 maybe.
Yeah, so great thing to pick up at the grocery store. And yeah, as you can see, you can outfit an entire backpacking trip readily for cheap at the grocery store. That will almost taste as good as a Mountain House.
Yeah.
You can't beat a Mountain House or a Peak Refuel or a Backpacker's Pantry. Those things just taste so good.
You can beat a Peak Refuel.
but I mean, you're looking at $10 to $12 a meal for those things.
Yeah.
Versus $1, $2, $3 a meal for if you're buying stuff at the grocery store. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't sleep on the grocery store, honestly.
Yeah, I think
Thru Hikers got that right.
Yeah, just ramen, potatoes, tuna.
We didn't even talk about ramen.
There
That's
you
another
go.
cheap thing you can get there. So don't sleep on the grocery store. That's going to wrap it up for this video.
Yep.
Any final points?
No.
This is a good video to do. We're getting ready to do our food for the Tahoe Rim Trail.
Yeah.
And we were just at the grocery store and we're like, there's just so many good, cheap options. Backpacking food does not have to be expensive. Get it all at the grocery store if you need to. Tons of varieties from cured meat to instant oatmeal.
Yeah, you can go to discounted grocery stores, get it even cheaper than we saw it, of course.
Absolutely. So that's going to wrap it up for us.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Go to the grocery store, get some food, get out on trail.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.